Hi Cardinals! I'm going to show you today how to build a page in your collage book, starting with the background. The first thing that you want to do is open up your collage book. The very first page is where that lined piece of paper that says my past, my present, and my future. We're going to leave that one alone. I don't happen to have that. I'll just put some lines here as a placeholder for mine so we know not to use that page. So the first one you're gonna do is your past, then you're gonna do your present here and your future here. And what I like to do is line up a piece of paper. I'm lining up the edges of this green piece of paper here and here so that I know it's going to fit. And I'm just gonna draw a line across the top so I know where to cut, and right here. Let me shift it up a little and also draw here. And then I can actually use the edge of the book to draw a line. And now I know where to cut out for my background. I'm imagining that I'm gonna be making a past page that has a green background. So you wanna start with the biggest piece of paper first, fill that whole area with a piece of colored paper because we don't want it to be white. So I've decided the background of this is green. You'll notice I flipped it over because I don't want to have pencil marks. So always glue on the side that does have pencil marks so we don't see those on the front. I put some glue stick on it and I'm gonna press down and hold. I can see my folded line where it's gonna fit. So my other pages fit as well. Okay, the second thing that I wanna do for this one is add a little bit of sky. So I am going to, for this one, okay, this is already the right width for the page, which helps. And I'm just gonna cut a curved line, and that's gonna make the green look like it's a rolling hill or something. So I'm gonna add that. There's my sky. And now I can start adding smaller details in the sky, like some white clouds. I'm just gonna grab a piece of white paper and I'll fold it in half and I can cut two things out at once. That's always a time saver. I'm gonna cut out some fluffy clouds to put in my sky. Let's see. That looks good. And something fun you can do when you cut two things out at once, I'm gonna put one in the middle of the sky, and then I'm gonna cut my next one in half and put half of it so it looks like it's going off of the picture plane. And then I'll put the other half over here. That's a fun little trick to fill up the sky. And then I think I'll use one of my tricks for creating perspective, and that is a vanishing point. I'm going to create a road that has some, a vanishing line on it. And the way to do that, when we're talking about perspective and forced perspective, things that are at the bottom of the picture plane are larger, and as you go up towards the top of the picture, they get smaller and farther away. And so that's one of the ways that we trick the eye. So I'm gonna make a road that is larger down here, and it starts to go towards a point on the horizon line. And the way I'll do that, I'm gonna use this gray paper. And I wanna make sure that I'm leaving enough down here. And then I can actually kind of guesstimate where this is gonna go for my hill. And I'll cut a line going towards that vanishing point. So there's my road. So maybe in my past I took a road trip, so I'm building this road. So I'm doing the background of the road first, and then I'll add like the yellow stripes that go down the middle. So I've added these big shapes, and now I can come in with some details. I'm gonna use, I have two choices of yellow, and I just happen to like this one that's a little bit brighter. So I'll just trim off a line here. This is one way to make a whole bunch of things at once. Oops, dropped it. Ugh. And I can cut some little markers. I'm gonna make them actually the ones that are closer to us at the bottom of the picture plane big. You could have guessed this. The one in the middle will be medium, and the one that's farthest away from us I'll make small. So it looks like it's another trick on the eye that it's getting farther away. And then for my glue stick, I'll just run this across, oops, the top of the glue stick. Like so. Now, some of you might have a road in your past or present or future on the story. A lot of you will not. So let's make sure we have original ideas. If there is something that you want to make and you're having a hard time coming up with an image for it, please let me know. What I can add here along the sides are some buildings, and I'll do that all with one color. Let's see, kind of like this orange. Orange is the opposite of blue on the color wheel, so those are good colors to use together. And I'm just gonna cut up some rectangle shapes and maybe put some buildings that are along the roadside here. That'll be cute, some little buildings. And then of course at the back, you can guess, I'm going to make the building at the back an even smaller rectangle. And what I could do is add some windows to the buildings. I might add that detail as well. Okay. There we go. Some nice buildings. And then if I have some black, which I do, I have this really big piece of black. That's how I can create some windows. Just gonna cut up some stripes and then cut those in half. I think when you're doing collage, you'll find that it's peaceful and fun after a while. So, you know, you can make windows any type of shape. You can make them lines like I'm doing, or you could make square windows. Whatever works for your artwork. It's fine with me. I'm gonna do that. Maybe this one. Maybe this one. And just give it a cut. My buildings are looking a little bit like tigers. That's okay. Maybe this building has vertical stripes. Yeah, that looks good. Sometimes I like to just put the glue down. It will dry eventually. And then put my paper on top. There we go. Down perfect, and I can give it a little trim. This reminds me of giving like a haircut to somebody or something. All right, and then in my last one, maybe I will use some squares for windows, like some longer rectangles. Let's see, try to cut at the width of that building. And I was just guessing. I hope I was guessing right. Put some glue here and some glue here. So I hope that this has given you some ideas for how to build shapes. I can't wait to see the collages that you're making. Take your time on it, don't rush through it. The more time that you take, the better it's gonna look. And again, I started with a big background shape, and then I added medium-sized shapes and then smaller detail shapes. So have fun creating your page.